Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
This is a story we spoke about earlier for the pub test. This woman said, I adopted my friend's dog over a year ago when she moved in with a boyfriend who didn't want pets. She gave me all the rights, the dog became my world and saved me from depression. Recently, my friend has asked for the dog back because her boyfriend is now okay with it. I have refused, saying the dog is now settled and happy with me. Furious, my friend accuses me of stealing her dog, etc., etc., etc. See, on one hand, you have the person who's adopted the dog. She said, I got all rights to the dog. That's how she sees it. Maybe the friend said, hey, can you take the dog until I sort this situation out? The comments underneath this are very interesting, and we also put it to the pub test, giving back the dog. We asked, does it pass the pub test? And we got this call. No, we didn't. We got no
I
call.
had a feeling I got my sister's dog because she did exactly that, and I kept the pup for about 5 or 6 years.
So it happens.
My sister went over to live in Dubai. She was only going to go for a year. She went over there, left her cat Rufus with me. And when she came back, I said, you want your cat back? She said, no, it seems to be happy with you. And it was. And it became
That's a nice story.
long-held cat.
They
But
can't
also
always be that. Sometimes they can be Kramer versus Kramer stories.
Why do you always default to Kramer versus Kramer?
It's hugely dramatic in the courtrooms.
But that cat as well, we went from 3 house moves and it would be adopted by the street. Our last house in particular, there was a Frenchman that lived down the road and he was devastated because Rufus suddenly went missing. And he said to my old neighbour, he said, what happened to Rufus? And they said, well, they moved. And he was devastated that Rufus had gone.
See, maybe if he didn't know that that Rufus had a family, he might be feeding Rufus and feel that Rufus is his. People get attachments, Brendan. Where do they begin and end? So we thought we'd look at this. The tribal drum is beating for, give me back my pet.
Oh, like Mel Gibson in Ransom. Give me back my pet.
Yeah. Or Kramer versus Kramer.
Would you stop with Kramer? You know, we have some stories here. Kate has joined us.
Hello, Kate.
Hi, Jonesy and Amanda. How are you going?
We are great,
What was
Kate.
the pet and who got it?
Oh, my God. So it was actually my ex's cat who I kept custody of. That's fine. But then one day the cat jumped into somebody's ute and went for a ride, and he was really lovely to them, so they kept the cat for a while. And eventually, though, he showed his true colours because this cat was a bloody nuisance animal. So once he showed his true colours, they got jack of him and took him to the pound. And I had him microchipped, so I got him. Got the phone call from the pound, come collect your cat. I thought he'd been long dead because 6 weeks in cat terms is a long time for no news.
Yeah.
And I went and collected the treasure and got him back. But really, I didn't want. I was kind of glad to see the back of him.
Right.
But I did the right thing. I went and collected him from the pound and got stuck with the the nuisance.
Yep.
Interesting, isn't it, that he jumped into someone's ute and they thought, what a beautiful
cat.
Straight to the pound the minute he got
And
cranky.
that cat was just a giant a-hole. Is this cat still around?
No, he lived a long and proper life.
Okay, right.
Sounds like something unusual has gone on there.
Sure,
Thank you, Kate.
He lived a long and proper life.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. Adele has joined us.
Another story about a cat. Hello, Adele.
Hi, guys. That's funny. Love you guys so much. I've been with you, Amanda, from the beginning.
Oh, Adele,
So-
I love that.
Well, what
Thank
about
you.
me, Adele? You know, you can't just give Amanda praise.
And you, Jonesy, as soon as you joined Amanda,
Thank you.
I've been with
Nicely
you too.
said. Thank you,
No,
Adele.
Kate,
Love
that sounds
you
about
guys
as
so much.
convincing. That sounds as convincing as Kate's story about what happened to a cat.
Oh, my God. Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you my story. So I had this beautiful friend and she really needed somewhere to go and she asked me if she could move in and I was just renting a house and I said, yeah, look, all right. And so she moves in, she brings her little girl and her cat. Her cat, Okie Dokie, she called it. Anyway, this naughty cat, he was a tom. He wasn't, desexed or anything, and he was scratching everything, and it was a pain in the neck. But anyway, I put up with it because I loved her. And the naughty girl, she then moved out and left the cat with me.
Oh, right.
And I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
I didn't want it. I didn't want the cat. He was really naughty. And I was like, please take the cat. No, I can't, love. I'm moving to South Australia. I have no idea where I'm going to be. And I'm like, okay. So then I had to find someone to for the cat to live with. But I did. He ended up with a lovely home.
Sounds a bit
What
like
a naughty
Kate's story.
cat.
Yeah, can you describe this home, Adele?
Was it above ground?
Yeah. Lovely home.
No, it's true. He went with a detective
Oh,
really?
that was a friend of ours.
And
Yeah.
what's his name?
Oh, don't ask for details. We'll believe you, Adele. I like the idea of
Thank
this
you.
cat's a pain in the neck, but it doesn't belong to me. Next minute, yes, it does.
Give me back my pet.
That's what the tribal drum is beating for today.
Give me back my pet.
Hello, Bronwyn.
Hi, how are you?
Very
Good morning.
well. Which side of this equation have you been on?
I stole the dog from next door.
Ooh. Okay.
Well, what happened was they were going to, they said, can you mind my dog for a couple of months because we're moving to Port Macquarie, and when we come back, we'll sedate the dog and take him back. And I went, okay, no worries. Well, when they came back, I hid the dog inside the house and said, oh, the dog's in the backyard somewhere, and they couldn't find it, obviously.
So did they just say fair enough and drove off again?
Yeah, pretty much. They said, we can't find her. And I said, well, she's there. I said, she's definitely there. Maybe she got out the gate because the gate wasn't as good as it was. And then they were quite happy with that. And I said, okay, cool. This dog was 10 years old with a half a ear and they wanted to sedate it.
Yeah. It does sound unusual that the dog went missing on the very one day that they came back to take it.
Mm-hmm.
And the gate was open, says Bronwyn. They must have been sus about you.
Exactly. Well, who cares, really?
Yeah.
So, but you sedated the dog.
No. Bronwyn didn't want to have the dog sedated and driven back in the car up the
Oh.
coast.
Right.
Bronwyn says, I'm going to save it from that.
So you just hid it in the house.
Hid it inside the house.
Sorry, I heard sedate, and I suddenly thought, hang on.
You're thinking of something unusual. Bronwyn was saving it from
There's the
sedation.
dog strapped to a chair
Like Hannibal
with a
Lecter.
ball in its mouth.
Thank you, Bronwyn.
Erin has joined
Hi,
us.
Erin. Is this a story
Hi, how
about
you
your
going?
pet?
No, another pet. We had a cat show up on our door where we were living at the time, and it sort of never left. Day and night it was there. We were feeding it, just looking after it best we could. Time came a few years later where we decided to move house. So we thought, we can't leave this cat. What do we do? We took it with us to the new place. We never thought to have it scanned because it just sort of never left. It never had a collar on it, anything like that. There were no posters around the neighbourhood. And it was before the time of sort of social media where you had Facebook groups and all that sort of stuff advertising those things so that if a cat was missing. So we just thought, let's do the right thing, take it with us. So we had him for a few more years there. And then something happened with his eye. So we thought, we'll just take him to the vet, get him checked out. And they decided to, and we said to them, look, we're not really sure we own this cat. We were just looking after him, took him with us because we thought we were doing the right thing. They decided to scan him. He had a chip. The details weren't updated, so they couldn't contact the owners. But then they decided to look them up on social media. Yeah. Contacted them. They wanted the cat back after 7 years.
No.
After 7 years.
You're
After
kidding.
7 years.
You're kidding.
Yeah, it was pretty devastating for
Yeah.
us. And it was nothing bad, and we were just trying to do the right thing and look after him and make sure he had a home. And
That's 7
Interesting.
years.
I wonder how people would feel about the vet doing that, the vet going to such lengths. Interesting. 7 years later.
Wow.